Nice. A little top heavy. This thing's gonna be a beast. I have about a 4.5-inch handle. Working on the tang right now. Get a full tang. Got a little bit on the bottom. Got about an inch. I'm gonna cut off from my welds from my tong holder. But it's gonna be big. Biggest knife I've made yet. It's 20 layers, random pattern Damascus, or as some people say, pattern welded steel, because it's not true Damascus. All the armchair warriors out there never lifted a hammer in their life, and yet they're sitting there on their couch watching YouTube videos and saying they know what they're doing. Same thing with people complaining about football. I'm sure that'll get enough hate in the comments. But yeah, just slowly picking away. So far, I got about 30 hours in this billet because all my Damascus is by hand, using hammers and the help of my treadle hammer in the back. So it's a lot of work. I'm not cutting it and folding it just because it'll take me so long to make this thing. So I'm gonna rough forge it to shape, and then I'll finish grind the profile to clean it up, so it looks a little nicer. But so far, I don't think I have too many inclusions. I got a little bit of fish lips on the end. I'll have to cut off once I get my length drawn out, much as I can get. Right now, it's still pretty thick. It's about 3/8 of an inch thick, so it's a lot of swinging. I got nice blood blister there, blue blister there. Got another one starting here. That's the trouble with only being out here maybe once a month to play in the shop. So my hands get soft. But even though I work with them every day, imagine that. And I don't like to use gloves just because I can't get a nice grip on my hammer. Currently I'm using my dog's head hammer. This is a custom-made hammer from Sam Towns Bladesmith in Australia. My favorite hammer to use. It's really great at moving steel because it's all the forward weight. This is a English Cutler's style dog's head hammer. The face is still in really good shape. There's no chunks or nicks out of it. They'll have to clean up eventually, but definitely my favorite hammer in my shop. It's I think it's 2 pounds, if I remember correctly. So the handle is spotted gum from Australia, and then he charred the bottom to help keep it smooth, so it doesn't splinter, and it helps with wearability, helps it last a little longer. But yeah, just slowly picking away at this project knife I'm making. But we're gaining. Those of you who are joining me this morning, It was a nice big rectangle billet, but now I got a taper in it for my full tang handle, and now I'm just working on getting that handle thinned out to a good thick enough of a profile for it, so that way it's less bananing, less chance for a warp when I quench it. But I'm still, once I get the thickness of the handle, then I know how much I need to taper out for the blade. So I won't have it done today, but it's a lot of fun. Almost ready to take it out of the heat, I think. Excuse me, pollen's terrible at this time of year. Oh yeah. It's hot. Very hot. But I got my taper going. So now we're just gonna brush off some scale. More is gonna form as I work, but this helps me inspect it before I get going. But I got some fish lips on the end here. See how the heat's a consistent color? It's because it's different thicknesses and it's not that great. Ooh, that blister's feeling it. Whew. Heats go fast. I have 3 inches. Yay! That's what she said. Okay. Keep on stretching. This thickness back here is pretty good. Pretty happy with that thickness there. So now I just got to chase this thickness out. You can see how it tapers. My handle, nice and thin here. I like that thickness. And all this is extra thick. So now I got to work on the blade. Finish getting that drawn out, and then I can mark out where my finger with the blade transition is on the choil and the ricasso. This is gonna be a big one. Hopefully it ain't too heavy, but we'll shed some weight. I might put a fuller in it. Haven't decided. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. Hope you're able to recharge the batteries, do something you enjoy. For me, it's out here playing in my shop. It's warm in the shop today. It was 110 at the peak. It's 105 right now. It's toasty. But a cool little trick I saw from, whoa, my camera gear is awful. A cool little trick I saw on another blacksmith channel. I cannot remember. It was on Fortune Fire. I love that show just because it helps keep me jazzed about this stuff when I can't get out here. But when he was at his home shop working, he put measurements on the side of his anvil, like that. This is super handy. They're 1-inch increments, and I just used a paint marker. And this particular anvil, the whole face goes to 18 inches. And then my baby anvil is 13 inches. So I've got my 1-inch marks all the way along the face. So what that does, it helps me do quick measurement references. It's not that precise, but it gets me in the ballpark of where I need to work. I did it on the face, but the problem is as you work, any marks you put on the face are just going to go missing. They're going to get erased from the work because the heat is just going to suck it out. If you look here, I had a mark with soapstone saying handle measurement. I had a line, but it's slowly wearing off because this stuff just wipes away really easily, but the paint stays. I did Sharpie a while back for a profile, and you can see the faint mark of it here. So over time, all that ink and paint and soapstone or graphite, if whatever you use to mark it, that's just going to disappear if it's on your face. But if you put your measurements on the side of the anvil, these are going to last a lot longer, and because this side, this face of the anvil doesn't get the abuse the top does or the horn does. So this is a great little reference for your measurements. I'm right-handed, so I went from left to right. It doesn't matter as long as it's a system that works good for you. But I did the opposite over here, so you can see you have 1 inch all the way down through the 13 at the tip, at the heel back here. So that's a quick little tip for you guys, quick little reference stuff. For quick measurements, you don't have to worry about getting too close to the piece you're working on. So you don't risk burning your hand or burning your measuring device, whether it's a tape measure or whatever. If you use a tape measure, use a stainless steel one that's etched if you can, because if it's painted, the heat will make the paint disappear. It'll bubble it up and burn it off. I got my Hardy tool. It's a foldering tool. It helps stretch material out. We'll leave these little lines in it. You have to clean up later. You either have to clean it up with the grinder or with hammer work. If I had a power hammer or a press, I'd already be on finish work. But I do not have that luxury. Man, these heats go fast. Good. This thing's like the surface of the sun. That is hot. Man, this pollen's killing me. But yeah, slowly picking away at it. Hot. Fans are on overtime right now. shim. Oh, holding down. I got a little cedar shake back here to tighten this up. That way it eliminates some of the bouncing because I end up losing energy. So I have a shim in there to help keep this tight so it doesn't want to just flop around so bad. I rotate the billet, that way it heats evenly through it. That way the material wants to spread a little more consistent. Give that another minute, and we'll go back to swinging. Whew. My forge is dancing a little bit when I run my treadle hammer, vibrations, so I got to put up some, I got to weld on some stickers to help keep this from sliding. That's the last thing I need. My forge to come off the stand and go for a ride while it's on, because that's when it would happen. So I have to keep an eye on that. I don't want that bugger going away anywhere. That'd be a bad day. See the scale already forming as soon as it hits the oxygen with black spots? You gotta be careful with that stuff. Always wear your eyeballs. It happens even faster when you set it on the surface, like the anvil, because the anvil pulls the heat out of it. Cools it off faster. Getting there, a little at a time. What was that? A minute maybe? It's already cold. Ah, just plugging away. Gotta make sure you stretch. This is the boring part you don't see in the shows, is all the standing around. In the past, I had a couple projects going. I would do some finish work while the heat was going, and it's really not that productive. You think you're saving time, but when you have the freedom of time, you know, and you got like 8 hours or whatever, then it's better off. You're better off just picking a task, staying on point. That way you don't lose track of your place. Mistakes happen when you jump back and forth. Next thing you know, you burn your steel. Sat there too long because you're on the grinder working on something else, or you're gluing something up, and your hands are sticky, and you get epoxy all over your tools. You risk getting hurt, you make mistakes, and if you just pick a task, stay on point, get it done, move on to the next thing, you have way less mistakes, and you'll have way less material waste. I learned that in year 1. I've been doing this since 23, so I haven't been doing it very long. And that's like part time, because I only get out here maybe once a month if I'm lucky. The scale flies everywhere. Where are your eyeballs? Well, there goes that blister. Handle is, I got 3 inches. Must be nice. I'm going to lose about 1 inch off the end because I got some junk. It'll be in the tang, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. And I'm doing a full tang, so as long as it's not in the zone of my pin, which it might be, it'll be hidden, so you won't see it. But you will see the pattern change on the end, where it rounds around the handle unless I do a butt cap or something. I think it's time to thin this blade down a little bit. That's a little fat. So far, I'm kind of going for a fighting knife approach. I can definitely narrow that blade up. It's going to stretch out when I thin it down too. This is pretty thick for a knife. It's pretty heavy. And a fighting knife, you want it light so you can manipulate it well without getting tired. There's no point in having a tool that's too heavy when you have to defend yourself with it potentially. Again, my apologies. Pollen is terrible. So, what's everybody been up to? Throw in the comments. Or you got good tips and tricks you want to share with everybody and myself. I'm always up for new information. Or if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. Maybe I'll learn something good from it. So, but yeah. This is the boring part, the hanging out. Need a Jeopardy theme song going. There's do a lot of standing around. It makes boring television. Oh, dragon's breath. I have a door on there because it helps conserve the heat in the forge. This propane I end up using. But a project like this, you really eat through the fuel, especially when you don't have any fancy tools. You're doing it all by hand. You really go through a lot of fuel. It's about 150 bucks a whack so far to fill my tank. It's just a 100-pound propane cylinder. But it's a lot of fuel. It's a big expense by the end of it. It's not the. It's important because you need it, obviously, but it's not for the entire length of the project. Once it's done forging and once you've got it forged out and you're off to heat treat, it can you don't end up needing it, but this process, especially with Damascus, if this was a monosteel blade, I'd be already on the finish work. But because it's 20 layers by hand, you go through a lot of heat. I am really excited to see what the pattern is going to turn out to be. Being random, I hope it comes out nice, because in the past all my stuff's been thick, blotchy, and not very clear, just because my processes are not perfected enough. And just like that, heat's over. I don't like forging steel when it's too cold because you risk a lot of microfractures. I like to make sure it's hot. Keep it in this elastic state so that way I can keep working it, because as it cools down, your hammer strikes do less. Oh, excuse me. So it's important to not forge your steel when it's too cold, because you end up cracking it, breaking it, whatever. It doesn't help the grain structure either. Because right now, while I'm working it, the grain structure is pretty big. So I'll have to normalize it at least 3 times just to get that grain structure to tighten up before I quench it. And the tempering will help take some of that brittleness out too. But that's a long ways off. But we'll do one more heat, and then I'll leave you all alone. It's been a half hour already. And I'm going to need some more water. But surprisingly, I've been out here since 10. It's almost 4. I've actually got quite a bit done. A lot more than I thought I was going to for being interrupted a bunch. But that's the other trouble when your shop's at home. You risk getting interrupted a lot. Either kids or the missus or people stop by or whatever. Tire kickers, as my dad always called them. So we'll finish this last heat. And then I gotta get some water. And whenever I leave my shop, I shut the forge down, because last thing I need is something crazy out here to happen, have a fire when I'm not here to deal with it. I don't need to burn the whole neighborhood down. So whenever I leave my shop, and I know it's not like I'm stepping outside to get a breath of fresh air or something. If I'm gonna be gone for like more than 10 steps away, my fire extinguisher is right near my door. I have a couple in here. So I always shut it down just because it's not worth the risk. So give her a flip. Oh yeah, she's good. Set the camera back up so y'all can see. I'm going to use the treadle hammer on this for a little bit to help straighten out my mushrooming I got. And I'll get that edge to get squared away. Keep drawing out the leg of the blade. And with the door open, it funnels the heat right at me. So that's why I keep going back and forth shutting the door. That air compressor is going to be the death of me. I need to extend my foot pedal. I ain't do nothing out of air. And once you know it, my pin for my tong holder on the end breaking again because I have a junk welder doing everything on a shoestring. You wonder why it takes so long. Pop this guy back in here so it can stay warm. It takes less time to heat back up when I get back out here. Shut this boy down. There. Well, guys, I'm going to go get some water. I'll probably be a few minutes, so I'm not going to have you sit here and stare at an empty shop with nothing happening. I don't want to waste your time. But as always, thanks for your love and support, guys. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that thumbs up. Let me know you like this kind of stuff. If not, don't do it too. Whatever you got to do, leave a comment saying, I hate this. Your stuff sucks. Well, tell me what I need to do, make it better for you. So I want to be entertaining and educational as much as I can. And yeah, all your comments are welcome. All your suggestions are welcome. Especially because I'm trying to do this too, help them learn. But thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy your weekend and your Saturday. Tomorrow's supposed to get some rain, I guess, which is kind of gross. But oh well, it's springtime. But as always, have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. God bless. We'll see you next time.